He was like right here. Oh, there he is. Shit. Is there any way I can like sneak around him without him knowing I'm here? Uh, that might have been him. No, he's like right next door. Can I? Oh! Hello everybody, my name's Backslash and welcome to another video. This is my self-generating maze with a map display, and this project has tested every little bit of my sanity. Why are you breaking? What? I'm just gonna have to redo it, I guess. What is happening? I literally just rebuilt you. Yeah, it's been a rough month working on this project. There's been a lot of ups and downs, but I got it done in the end. This project wasn't supposed to be this big. It originally started with a simple map display idea that I wanted a surveillance system to track players and entities in a area. So let me show you where this all started and how it went wrong. And just as a little side note, I'm going to jump around a lot. This is a month's worth of film, so there's a lot to get through. Hello guys, we're back on another creative test world. Right now we're trying to play around with some map displays. I have some pretty cool ideas planned, so let's get to it. What we have going on here is we have a map. I forget it's a level 1 map. I forget what this is the scale of the map information, and each pixel on this map is 4 blocks. And what controls what goes on that pixel is the majority. So if I remove, say, all these red, we should have a black part. So my plan is to have a tracker that tracks where the player is at any given point, or where anything else is. Because obviously you can see me, but I want to be able to kind of have a surveillance system. So I need a way to tile this where I can have pistons moving this red square in and out. I'm thinking like A-B tileable. So I can go here, here, and we'll go back and forth. No, it should be the other way because an extension, I think on a map this isn't going to show. It's still going to show. So we need a way to move this out. I mean, if we're one ticking it, if we're doing like a one tick pulse on all of these, that would accomplish that, right? So something like that. So I can kind of determine where the separation between the color is. Yeah, this is a thing that a lot of people neglect when building contraptions like this, is that having color coordination, it's so helpful. I mean, like, obviously you might think like, oh, I don't really need that. Like, I'm building it, I'm not going to forget what circuits I'm using. But the problem with that is that once you like take a little break, maybe you're frustrated with something, so you sit down, try to think it through. Once you come back, you're not going to remember a thing you did. And if you do, like, good for you, but like it really reduces your odds of like coming back and being able to remember what you were doing exactly. So let's do a little experiment. So right now we have red, and if I just do a button for now, one tick all of these, that should be black, which it is. I want to just take this, copy and paste it, and see kind of where we are for tileability. Okay, now I need a way to hook up all these observers to a specific location. If I want an indicator that tracks when something happens, I now need some way of communicating that signal to old observers. The funny thing is, I come up with project ideas so much faster than I can get the projects done. Like, for instance, the Minesweeper game, I already finished the basic Minesweeper, but it took me a little bit of time to put everything together, like the TNT and the lost condition trigger, and just like film everything and edit everything since that was my first time editing. I already had this idea like well before I even started editing that video, to put into perspective of kind of having a map tracker, which wouldn't be practical in survival. By no means is this practical in survival. But I already am developing ideas. I already have ideas for other videos in my head already before I'm even finished with this, before I'm even finished building the basic part of this. The funny thing is, like, most of what I do is primarily streaming. It's not even uh, all this creative stuff. It's streaming my survival world. It's a lot of the stuff that I design and do stuff for is just for my survival world, which I haven't even done a video about. But again, there's more to come. I just want to clarify that like this isn't just like a one-off, couple one-off videos of me making stuff. Obviously, I enjoy Redstone, so I'm going to probably do a lot of it in this channel. But other than that, I mean, there's a lot of cool ideas that I have because I mean, I have stuff like I found my first ever survival world. It was on Pocket Edition on an old iPad. That's something that I want to do a video on. I want to try to compare some things in the game. I want to play around with mods too. I haven't done anything with mods. I've been with survival for so long. Like the crate mod has always interested me. I just never had the time to get into it. So I mean, I know I'm kind of yapping about a bunch of this stuff, but there's more to come. Trust me. Yeah, I think this should be replaced with redstone lines because then I can use comparators and junk. Okay, so I did some playing around, and here's what I came up with. You'll see on the map that the color changes. It stays lit up for a little bit and then it turns off. So the idea is there's going to be a room below this, and then whatever is moving inside that room is detected by the sensors. And we're just going to do a bunch of these to cover an entire map. So I did that a lot and a lot of copying and pasting, but I made one major mistake, and this is where it starts to go terribly, terribly wrong. I'll just play the clip. I think I might have done a whoopsie doopsie here on my project. I made like one of the rookiest of mistakes ever. So if we go this way, from this edge, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And I did that for every single one of these modules. This is true pain. And just like that, it's gone. So we fixed it. That took a lot longer than I thought it was going to take. I mean, it was 2 hours to fix this, which wasn't terribly, terribly bad. But it works now, and it's a perfect square, and it fits in the map just fine. So, yeah. So the original plan was that I put a couple rooms underneath the map and call it a day and upload it within a week of my last upload and keep a consistent schedule. That is not how things went. I decided that I wanted to make a maze underneath it. Not only that, I wanted a self-generating maze. And this is where it goes even more wrong. So I got right to work without really knowing what was ahead of me. I started off by picking a maze generating algorithm. The one I picked was called Hilbert Lookahead. It was pioneered by DCordyC, another YouTuber who does maze generation content. I will give you the quick cliff notes on the algorithm itself, but I would highly recommend checking out his video on it, which I will link in the description below. This algorithm takes a Hilbert curve, which is just a line that fills an entire grid, takes up every single square, and it puts points on each one of the turns. Now, for this to work, each one of the points needs to point to a neighboring cell that is ahead of it in the curve. So there'll be some cells that point to each other that have 2 neighbors, 3 neighbors, or 1 neighbor. And what we're going to do is randomly select one of those neighbors. This makes a perfect maze that does not have any loops, does not have any segments that are detached from everything, and it also will never have a unsolvable maze. So what you can see in this footage here is that I'm just laying out the Hilbert curve itself. You can see the finished curve here. I'll later go back and add the arrows that I need for the algorithm, and you'll see that in some future film. Next, I started designing the moving segments for the door, which were just flying machines. Later redesigned them to something else, but it was very similar. And you'll see a mild crash out over this not working. You see, in my last video, I didn't even have any of this. I didn't have any of this troubleshooting and how much of a pain in the ass this is. I mean, I wasn't working with flying machines, but still, there's still a lot of like hair pulling and shit. You just didn't see that because I pretty much built the entire thing at that point. The troubleshooting was like, oh, I made a world backup. Guess who didn't make a fucking world backup? Guess who's not going to make a world backup? Because this is gonna work, right? Because I'm too fucking lazy and I'm gonna fuck myself over by not making a world backup, even though I know I should, even at this point. But I still press the button. I still press the button. It still goes up. And watch this break. Are you kidding me? It was literally... the design, I shrunk it down a bit and I made it one thick. So if I mine out this, I can activate this and it works just fine. Then I can make it go up again. And right here I was just seeing if it tiled, which it does. I had to stagger them a bit, as in the observers are facing in on this one and they're facing out on this one. This way, when I copied and pasted it, there wouldn't be some weird compatibility issues. And right now what I need to do is I need to come up with a two-way circuit, a three-way circuit, and a one-way circuit. And these are randomly selecting circuits. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to take a copy of this and kind of paste it around, and then I will do a one-way circuit facing this way, this way, this way, and this way, all four of the directions. And then I will do that for the two-way circuit and the three-way circuit, and then we will copy and paste it into the necessary squares. I'm probably going to do another time lapse of me doing that. I know I've been spamming time lapses this video, but I think that's probably the easiest way to kind of show what I'm doing. Because when I'm doing troubleshooting and if I'm building, I'm really kind of locked in the moment trying to think of what's happening. So I'm not the most entertaining when I do that. So I think it's better for me to kind of just do it, film it, and then I can film the entire process without me talking too much, and then I can do a voiceover so you can kind of understand my thought process. I'm starting to realize something, and that I need some sort of recording mod. Because holy shit, I hope none of you have motion sickness, because this is going to be a wild ride with 300 times speed. But I'm pretty much doing what I explained. I'm creating the modules. I'm putting in a shulker box randomizer that, depending on if I'm doing a selection of 3 or a selection of 2, it will be 2 shulker boxes with different signal strengths or 3 shulker boxes with different signal strengths. But I'm just building that out to make sure it's tileable. I kind of messed up here and had to go back and redo some of the tileability, but for the most part it's fine. I'm not going to show the full clip of me putting everything together because I think that's just a little monotonous and boring, but I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a taste of what the whole process would look like. And like I said before, a lot of this is very, very boring. It's just reorienting the same thing. I didn't use the rotate command in World Edit just because I wanted to keep the shulker box randomizers in a line, so that would make it easier for me to trigger later. That turned out to actually be a great idea. As far as the one-way tiles, I pretty much just had a single selection. They had no randomizer to them, and that made them probably the easiest ones. But again, you'll see me going through and making sure the shulker boxes are fine and they send out different signal strengths. I tested this all out before I designed that shulker box randomizer, which is a little janky at times. You'll see later on that there's some problems that come from it, but I think for the most part it was a decent design. In the building process, I also came to a very tragic realization also. The initial vibe that I was trying to go for in building this is to have a kind of security SEP vibe going on. And I had built some secure doors, and then later I looked back at it and realized I just built the doors from Five Nights at Freddy's. So I just kind of leaned into that. I wasn't going to redo the whole thing, so I might as well just, throw something in there. Because to be completely honest, I don't think my sanity at that point could have taken designing any more slime machine doors. But through this painful oversight, I also had a great idea. I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I were to use some horror mods and maybe put one or two in the maze with me? So that way I could see them on the maze tracker and try to avoid them to get to the end of the maze. But more on that later. So what I did after I completed these modules is I went through and I copy and pasted them into one row. And then I started working on the activation and reset lines. Now, these redstone lines need to be very fast because it is a very large map that I need to activate simultaneously. What I ended up using is the redundant redstone lines that I used in my Minesweeper project that were made by Kayexen. I will also leave a link to him in the description in the video that I got this off of. Using these redstone lines, I was able to achieve a maze generation time of just about 5 seconds, and the closing time was just about the same. Once I had everything set up for the redstone lines, I started to copy and paste each individual module, and this by far took the longest out of everything. It took me a total of 2.5 weeks to fully complete this. This is mainly because the different directions are different for each row, so I had to manually go in and copy and paste them and then connect all the connections, which took a very long time. I also decided to change the map color from red to white, and it was around this point where I started to realize that there was a problem with the map itself. The problem that I've noticed is that the map doesn't fully update uh, when you're loading it. So we have this guardian here, and I have a guardian because he'll be sporadically jumping around. And if I can name tag him Phil or something, I can go into spectator and let's just fly on out. And I see where Phil is now, but I don't, for instance, he's probably moving across different rooms and I don't know it because I see this initial position of Phil. I don't see where he's going because I'm not loading this section of the map. So it will only be loaded once I start approaching, and you see Phil's not there. He's in this square. And I would have not known that until I go over here. And that's not that big of an issue until it starts building up, and then there's squares that haven't been loaded and some that are. Say, for instance, I was over here, and you can still see Phil. You can still see him bouncing about. But say I was over in this corner, right? And Phil is all the way over here. Say he makes his way all the way up here, and I can actually detect him now. Now this square is still going to be isolated here. It's still going to be highlighted. Without a player there to load the map, there's no way around this. But there is certain things that I can do. See, Phil was loading a square that I could semi-see, but I can't see it anymore. What I can do now, I thought about chunk loading. Chunk loading does not work. Chunk loading will not update a map. The only way to update a map is for a player to be holding it. So what we are going to use actually is we are going to use carpet bots to hold the map. And we are going to position them on this map and give them a map and then pretty much have them load the map. Granted, I don't like the concept of it requiring mods to work, which technically it doesn't require mods to work. It's just you need friends to stand still at a single location, or you need enough Mojang accounts, which I don't want to buy like 6 Mojang accounts just to make this thing work, so I'm going to use Carpet Mod. After that, I started looking for mods that I could put in the maze with me, and this is where I started to run into another problem. That being that I could not find any horror mods for 1.21.8. Now, there were a couple here and there, but they were interesting to say the least. So the other mods that I found, in the most recent ones I found that looked somewhat viable, were all in 1.20. So I actually had to backport this world into 1.20, which, well, you'll see why this became an issue. And I think this is best illustrated by looking at my first testing of this full maze. Okay, so after a lot, and I mean a lot of troubleshooting, not troubleshooting, just replacing, we should be at the spot where we can actually test this. So let's generate something. Let's go into adventure mode. And then let's actually try to solve this maze. Now, it's honestly late for me, and I'm not entirely There's no way. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Copper bulbs are in the game. 1.21 is what added copper bulbs. The doors won't open without copper bulbs. Okay, I'm going to bed. This is... Is there a mod that backward supports this? There is. There is in fact a mod that backward ports this. I'm so glad I made a world backup prior. Holy. Yeah, I'm literally doing this so I can do it with mods. The world download will be a 1.21. I'm not gonna do the backwards ported mods for the world download because I'm not gonna have people download. This is completely ridiculous. And I'm not saying that as in like Mojang, you should have had copper bulbs before you added it. I'm saying it's completely ridiculous on just my sense of just not realizing it. Half of this is just my own stupidity, and the other half of it is, well, I think all of it's my own stupidity, but I can still blame other things, and that's what I'm gonna fucking do. Okay, I'm going to bed. Uh, good night. I don't even know what I'm. So basically, because I didn't want to play on my map with the Freak Dweller, I screwed myself over by backporting without realizing that copper bulbs weren't in the game in 1.20. So I had to find a mod that backported copper bulbs as well, and well, it was a pain to replace. With that final headache, I was finally able to play the maze after a months of work. And I'm sure by now you're really tired of me narrating everything and cutting in and, doing time lapses and stuff. So I'm just going to let the video play and have very minimal cuts between. I think I've already generated a maze, so let's just go for it, I guess. See if we can't solve this maze. Uh, so I see where he is right now. I could also just swap the maze here. So it seems that the horror mod is in the center. I put him in the center, but he's been wandering a bit. I would like to avoid running into him as much as possible. So let's see how fast that goes down the drain, I think. This is getting to a little bit more dangerous territory. trying to figure out where he is. Yeah, he's pretty close. So he's like right there. I need to be on the other side of the map, so let me see what I can do. Okay, this is where it gets a little scary. I don't know where that trapdoor went. There was a trapdoor there at one point. Is he? Oh, he might be. Okay, so he's very close. I'm just out of curiosity. This might be a dumb idea. Okay, that's blocked off. I can't even get to him even if I wanted to. So I had to kind of go for a, it's literally just a dweller reskin, honestly. It's a dweller reskin to fit what I'm doing here. I like how I'm crouching, like I think that's going to do anything. He was like right here. Oh, there he is. Shit. Is there any way I can like sneak around him without him knowing I'm here? Uh, that might have been him. No, he's like right next door. Can I? Oh shit! I just realized I'm not even in adventure mode. He's just running past me. Okay, I guess, why am I scared? Why am I scared of that? Okay, let's try that again, I guess. Let's forget that happened. And I guess, we'll reset the maze then. And, okay, this is round 2. Yeah, it's a... I don't really know what I was on, thinking that I was in any danger whatsoever. I'm like, oh, he hasn't locked onto me. He hasn't locked onto me at all. That must be a good sign, right? Actually running for my life in survival, well, in creative mode. That's Yeah, I definitely need to play around with some other horror mods and see what I can cook up, but I do like how this came out, and I do like the tracking system. I think it's really cool how that you can fully track what's going on. Um, okay, now I might be a little worried about running into him like for real this time. Yeah, he's down there. Does he? Oh, yeah, no, he's fully pathfinding onto me. Okay. Is he fucking gaining on me? Oh shit, yes, yes he is. I don't know if I can lose him. I feel like I'm just like really... Yeah, I think once he's on you, you just like the maze becomes you're just trying to juke him because he is so on me. I can't even see a distinction. I guess I'm just hoping he gets caught on something. hope he got caught. Yeah, he's caught on there. Okay, okay, okay. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. Is he still tracking me? Yes, the fuck he is. What? Brother. Oh my god. I thought I lost him, but he's like fully tracking me. That's crazy. Yeah, this is also the unfortunate thing about horror mods is I don't think they're not very scary. Okay, okay, let's see if I can just hide out here. He's de-aggroed. Oh shit, he's right around that corner. So as long as he doesn't walk in this room, I'm fine. He's stuck up there. I might have broken him. Yeah, I broke him. Oh shit, never mind, never mind, never mind. Was this a complete dead end? Did I just run myself back into a dead end? Can he come up here? Where'd he go? He's not, oh no, he still is stuck there. That's crazy. Okay, yeah, I'd make it a little fair. I'd feel bad if I beat the maze with him just stuck there that entire time. But he is fucking hot on my tail. Holy. Please don't be a dead end. Please don't be a dead end. Oh, he is. Oh, where did he go? I lost him. Okay. So I need to reorient myself because running away like that got me so tripped up. Okay. Oh, yeah, he's stuck. Brother, you're not very scary if you keep on getting stuck on the dripstone. Okay. I mean, birthday hats. These are supposed to be birthday hats. That's what they are. He's right here, and he doesn't make noise if he's just not moving, so he gets stuck there. Brother, I'm doing everything I can to help you. Okay, now he's cooking. Which is unfortunate because he moves very, very, very incredibly fast. And he's gone. Oh no, he's right there. He's right there. He moves fast. The thing I've noticed is I think I'm going to need to give myself speed because if I don't have speed, shit. If I don't have speed, then he's gonna just 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Hey, hey, hey. Stay away, stay away. So surprised he didn't hit me there. Yeah, so if I just like loop him around here, he's sure to get him stuck. I'm only doing this so we can actually like see him like moving more. There we go. So I'm just gonna go in a different room and then we can kind of see what's going on with him. Yeah, I guess yeah, you can see him on the map and when he's moving around. Oh, he's coming towards me. Should I be worried? and then he just stops moving entirely. Okay, he's right there. So I guess that's a very problematic room. He should be around this corner, right? Where did he go? Oh, there he is. You can't get up here, can you? Nah, you. Yeah, so I guess I gave myself a lot of safe havens. I guess I anticipated some coding of mods to be smarter than they actually are. Uh, no hate on the mod creator. No hate at the mod creator at all. I think the model's actually pretty cool. And he is very fast. I like the glowing eyes. It might need some work with AI, but I think it's just there's some interactions that they didn't anticipate it going through. So if I come over here, can I bait him? Yeah, I can bait him out. So I'm curious. Okay. Well, I've had enough of you chasing. Oh my god. I've had enough of you chasing me, so if you would. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I was originally planning on doing it with wardens, but I'm like, oh wait, wardens don't trigger skulk sensors, do they? Okay, so this is the edge of the map now. Trying to think. Okay, wow, that's the exit. Sweet. There was a sign that said Victory Bell, and I have locked myself in here now. So I don't really know how to end something like this, but thank you everybody for stopping by. I will leave a world download down below, and you can try to play it for yourself. Do not backport it. It is not worth it. All right, bye.